Welcome to Overcaffeinated and Unfiltered, where the energy is high, the opinions are hotter, and nothing's off limits.
I'm Amber, the millennial aunt.
And I'm Trinity, the Gen Z niece.
We're here to sip our Alani, spill some tea, and say the things you're already thinking. No scripts, no filters, just two generations with way too much caffeine.
So grab your favorite flavor and let's get into it.
Welcome back to Overcaffeinated and Unfiltered. So once again, I'm Amber.
And I'm Trinity.
And we're gonna crack our Alanis and get started.
And we do have the strawberry sunrise today. So
we do. New flavor.
Took us a Walmart trip and a JC trip to find them.
Yeah, we literally walked down every grocery aisle at Walmart to find these. Could not find them, drove to JC, finally found them. If you're local, they're at JC in their own little standalone wire rack by the like meat section, not where you would expect to find them. So, cheers. Oh, that's good.
I told you it's so good.
Trinity tried it without me, which is unfair.
I did. Ashton, love you.
Yeah. But perfect segue, because our big kind of hot take that we're going to discuss today is the news that broke right after we recorded our last episode.
Literally right after.
Yes, and that is that Celsius bought Alani for $1.8 billion.
Yeah, I don't.
So Trinity, how are you feeling about it?
I hope they don't change the recipes because I like how they are now. But I also don't mind like the Celsius energy drinks. So I don't mind that. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Celsius tastes like battery acid.
Oh yeah, I hate Celsius.
Or they're like dumping. However, I have seen people already start dumping all their Alanis down the drain on TikTok.
That's crazy.
Because of Celsius buying out Alani. They've already started opening all of them and pouring them down the sink.
If you would like to pour out your Alanis,
you can donate them to us. You can just
donate them to our podcast. That would be a way to help fund this podcast. Is just send us the Alanis that you don't want to drink. Send us a DM on Instagram. I'll get you my address. You can have them shipped straight to the podcast room.
Yes.
Which we added decor this week.
We did.
Yeah, so we don't have a plain green wall anymore. All of my lovely Taylor Swift records are on display, along with cutesy photos of Trinity and I. Thank you.
It's so cute.
Thank you, Big Lots, for that frame.
Clothing sale.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I'm like happy for Katie Hearn. So I am an Alani stan. Obviously, I've been drinking it for a long time. And one of the reasons I started drinking Alani that I think some people don't realize is that, at least for us, like, they're local. So Alani was started in Louisville, Kentucky. That's where...
Not Louisville, to anybody watching who doesn't know how to pronounce it.
Louisville, Kentucky.
And I will be that southern person, okay? Louisville.
Okay, stop interrupting. Anyway, so they started in Louisville, Kentucky. Katie Hearn and her husband... They live back in Kentucky now, so they did live in Florida for a while. I follow them on Instagram. She also has a gym in New Albany, so Katie Hearn Fitness, and I followed her from like prior to Alani, when she was just like a fitness influencer, and you could like do monthly challenges with her and all of that. They own a lot of other brands too, so I'm like excited for them and their family because they started it from nothing, and like they just got to sell it for a ton of money.
Yeah,
and I think it's interesting because I work and live in the startup world, so I'm no stranger to company acquisitions and things, but just reading like the analyst's view, financial analyst, on why Celsius did it. So one of the reasons why apparently they wanted to buy Alani is to get more of the younger female audience and just female audience in general. So a lot of energy drink brands are very heavy man focused. So if you think of like Monster
or like Bucked Up.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that one, but sure. And then Alani is like the only really energy drink brand that is like primarily like all female consumers. And apparently Celsius, their demographic is a 50-50 split. So they like appeal to females because they're like a healthier energy drink, and they have the fruity flavors. But then they appeal to males because they're not like super bright pink colorful cans like Alani is. So Celsius sees it as a way to get themselves in front of the female market and also branch out outside of energy drinks, because Alani has like the protein bars, the coffee, the fruit snacks. Like
they have like pre-workout too now.
Yeah, I use their
gummies.
pre-workout. I use their creatine powder. I use their BCAAs. Like I'm a big Alani fan. So I am nervous that, because Celsius, I don't know what it is. I've never actually looked into it. Like their energy drinks taste different to me, and I feel like maybe they try to be healthier. So I don't know if they use like some sort of like natural, like who knows, like it could be like coconut, monk fruit, I don't know, sweetener in it.
I will say, a lady I work with told me to quit drinking Celsiuses because of they have like B12 in them.
Yeah.
But apparently the ingredient that's in the B12 that they have is made from like the top layer of sewage.
Oh, gross.
And it's like artificial B12, and that's how they make it.
I've never heard that, so maybe fact check that before you start spreading that. I don't know.
That's just what I was told.
Yeah. That's the word on the street. That's the word on the street. This also has B12 in it. But I have no idea.
I did look it up though.
Cyanocobalamin B12. I don't know if that comes from sewage or not. Hopefully not.
I did look it up one day, and I do remember it starting with a C, but I don't know if that's the same word, because there are some artificial B12s that are made from the top layer of sewage, according to the Googles.
The Googles. We gotta believe the Googles. But anyway, we're curious. Let us know in the comments if you had.
What are your thoughts?
If you had heard the news, and what your thoughts are on the new Celsius and kind of Alani merger acquisition deal that's happening.
Yeah. I'm still like 50-50. I don't mind the Celsius, but I don't want them to change anything about Alani either.
Yeah, and I hope that they continue to come out with like the new fun flavors.
Like this one.
Yeah.
Like this one is so good, and I almost think that they released it too early, because to me, like, not only like does the can, but just like strawberry sunrise screams like fall. I mean, not fall, spring,
I'm like,
summer.
Spring.
Like spring, summer. And it just now started feeling like spring out.
Well, they
locally
come up with something because they had the Winter Wonderland, and so like that's
maybe they released it a little too early because now it's so hard to find.
Well, it's because they wanted to make spring happen, and I'm here for that.
And then spring did happen, so
we had spring for like 2 days. It's about to get cold again. Like
3 going on today.
That's true. Okay.
Maybe Alani is Mother Nature. I don't know.
So that's our hot take segment today. Is Celsius purchasing Alani for $1.8 billion.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
Like, it makes me want to start an energy drink so I can sell it for $1.8 billion.
You go right ahead and do that.
Maybe that'll be our next project.
Oh, yeah. After this podcast becomes wildly successful, Trinity and I are going to start an energy drink brand. Yes. We'll get right on that. So Trinity, I can either go first, or if you have something, because I have something. What is your either mini life rant or life hack of the week?
I'm too young for any hacks, so I just have a rant. But you can go first.
Okay, so I did think about this after last time, because I'm like, I don't want every week to just be us ranting about things, and I ranted about the snow last week, which we
both did.
Maybe that helped, okay? We got nice weather this week, and maybe because we talked shit on all the snow.
Yeah.
So my life hack for you this week is I am a big fan and like power user of ChatGPT. She knows.
Yeah.
So my life hack for you, all you moms out there, women, adults that are responsible for cooking dinner. And if like you're a mom, like why does dinner happen every night? Like why do these kids have to eat every dang night? And I just get tired of like meal planning and figuring out what to cook. So my life hack for you is get on to good old ChatGPT. It's free. Don't be scared of it. It's okay to use it. And what you're going to do is you're going to plug in just simple, stupid sentences like, what can I make with a pound of ground beef and like just throw in ingredients. So I do that a lot. So even at the beginning of the week, I'll be like, I have 3 pounds of ground beef, a pound of chicken breast, a pork tenderloin. I'll throw in that I have like yellow potatoes, sweet potatoes, rice, like pasta, whatever vegetables are hanging out in my vegetable drawer that haven't like gone bad yet. And I will tell it like, create me a meal plan. And I'll even say, I need either meals that can be cooked in a crock pot or 30-minute meals. So I give like ChatGPT very specific instructions. Like, this is what I got in my kitchen to make food out of. And this is like the amount of time I have, or I need it in the crock pot or the Instapot or whatever, and it will spit you out recipes. That's my life hack for you for the week. Let me know if you use it.
And I will say, I can vouch for her love of ChatGPT. I'm a hairstylist, as we discussed in our previous episode. And anytime I ask her for, like, advice on, I don't know, captioning or a special I want to run, all I get back is a long text. And I'm like, you use ChatGPT, didn't you? And she's always like, yes.
Well, yeah.
So, it is a good idea, though. So definitely recommend. I just have a life rant because
of course
I'm a yapper and I'm too young to give you any life hacks right now. I don't know. But today, right after this podcast, my boyfriend and I are actually going to get professional pictures done. Shout out to my cousin Jenna at Pine Hills Media. She does a phenomenal job. Shameless.
We'll tag her. We tagged Magpie last time.
Yeah.
So this week's local business feature shout out is Pine Hills Media.
Yes, she does a phenomenal job, and I've never been able to get professional photos done with a boyfriend before because we've never been together long enough to pay the money for it. But me and my boyfriend are going on 2 years strong, so I figured it would be a good time to just do it. And
so where's the rant in this?
Oh, I just wanted to rant about how I'm getting pictures done.
That's not a rant. Like, rants are like, I was waiting for the hook. Like, the weather's gonna be bad.
The weather's gonna be absolutely stunning today.
This is a brag session. Like, she's not ranting about anything.
I am.
That's not do you understand what a rant is?
I'm Gen Z, do I?
I don't think you do. Like, a rant is where you complain.
Not always.
You're just blabbering.
No, you can rant about good things. You don't have to rant about bad things.
I feel like you have to rant about.
You're so negative.
I'm sorry.
So negative. I'm gonna find a different co-host. I'm just kidding. But
then you'd have to learn how to record and
negative Nancy
post them and yeah.
Anyways, yeah, the weather's gonna be beautiful. I just hope it doesn't rain. There's a chance of rain, and if it rains, I'm gonna absolutely lose my freaking mind. But I'm really excited. Yeah.
Well, since Trinity didn't really have a true rant, I will throw out there that I just thought of a rant. Charlotte has to be at the Louisville Expo Center at 7 a.m. on Saturday. So my 5-year-old is on like an all-stars like cheer team. It's a tiny team. So that is like a 45-minute drive from us. So doing all my like mom backwards math, I have to wake up my 5-year-old at 5:30 in the morning, get her into a uniform with a high pony that is curled and teased, plus makeup, and leave my house by like 6:15.
I would volunteer to come help you, but we all know that Chi-Chi will not get up that early.
Yes, no, Trinity. I don't even know how, like, when they said, because this is new, they usually do cute little space buns. Those are easy. The hardest part is getting her part centered. But yeah, so they have different bows for this competition. Well, a bow. So they have to do a high pony, which I can do a high pony. Like, that's fine. She's terrified of the curling iron, but we'll get over it. I'll get it curled. But then they said, and teased a little. Like, I don't know how to tease. Like, I don't know what that is.
I'll give you an instruction after the podcast.
Thank you. I need help with that.
It's not that hard.
I hope not. But, so that's my rant, is how early she has to be at that cheer competition.
But they made really sweet bows for this competition. So
They did.
Hopefully she'll be excited to.
She is excited for her bow. She will not, like, I have a hard time getting her up for preschool, and she won't even have to be there till 8:30. Like, baby girl is not a morning person.
TT girl is not a morning person. Ashton literally will have to, like, text me. And at this point, Ashton, you just need to call me. If you want me awake, you have to call me. Like, I'm not gonna wake up for a snap, so you gotta call me. And she'll be like, you gotta wake up. Your client's in an hour. And I'm like, no.
At least she calls you an hour before, and she's not like, you gotta wake up. Your client's sitting in your chair.
Yeah, or she'll be like, just wake up. I need to see you. Or, where are you? And I'll be like, in my bed. Where are you?
Okay, so the point is I was ranting about having to get Charlotte up early.
I was also ranting because I'm a positive ray of sunshine. And she is not.
You seem so positive.
Strawberry sunrise.
Yeah. Okay, do we want to move into our next and final segment of this week's episode?
Sure. Do you want me to go first? Since
yes.
I never go first? Because
Oh.
I never want to go first.
Okay, go first.
Stanley.
You didn't even announce what the segment is. You're bad at this.
Closing fun segment of are we obsessed or are we over it?
Here we go.
Negative Nancy over here again. Stanley versus Owala cups. What are your thoughts?
Well, one, I didn't even know how to pronounce Owala, so I'm glad that you did that for me. I learned something new today. So I don't know. I'm not really either. So to be honest, I have one. I used to have a ton. My husband will argue that I still have a ton of water cups, things, holders. I only really use one. So I got into the hydro jug craze back when they were like the big jugs that you like carried around. It was like a purse.
And you had like the cute little bag that it goes in.
Yeah, and I bought Charlotte the matching one, and we had cute little matching. My husband called it my water purse. Well, then they came out with cups like the Stanley. So I did have a Stanley. I have since given it to my sister-in-law, Rachel, because I didn't use it. Because Hydro Jug came out with their version, but one, their straw like folds into the lid, which I like because I don't like how the Stanley straw like sticks out, and I'm like, if
it isn't like a vacuum seal.
Yes, so it vacuum seals closed. The lid folds down flat, so like nothing can touch the part that goes in your mouth. Like
but I don't. It's leak proof too. Like
and I can like shake it. I wish I had it. I would like shake it up and down, and it doesn't leak out. But the size, like it has the handle, and it's shaped like a Stanley.
I would argue that is the worst part about Stanley. Is like I do love how like clean and minimalistic they look and feel. But I would argue, like, the fact that, like, if it just tumbles over even a little bit, like, half your cup is spilling out.
Yeah.
And that's the worst part about it.
And, like, Stanley and the Hydro Jug version, like, water stays cold forever. That was the downside of, like, the water purse. Is like,
yeah, because it's just
plastic bottle.
Yeah.
And all the ice would melt, it would get hot. So, but I like the idea. I've never used an Owala. Is that it? Yeah. I only saw them because I am, it's no secret, a huge Joanna Gaines fan. Like, been to Waco, the whole thing.
She has.
So I follow, like, the Magnolia brand on Target. So they have some, like, Magnolia, like, Owala cups.
Oh, like, they, like, collab.
Yeah, like the colors.
Yeah.
Yes. So I kind of want an Owala. Don't tell my husband because he's going to be like, you don't need another I'll say water cup. That is not the word he would use. But I like that you can, like, I don't know, like, do the chug thing, and it has the straw. So you can, like, suck on the straw or you can chug it. But then I'm like, I'm going to spill it. So.
Well, and, like, back to, like, our last over it or obsessed segment whenever I talked about, like, the boats. Owala does have a water bottle that it's, like, I don't know if it's like white or like a cream, like somewhere in between that, and with like blue bows all over it. And I do think that one's really cute. But I have used an Owala at my boyfriend's house, and that is the coolest feature. Is like you can like if you just want to hold it like this and suck out of the straw, you can. or if you're like really thirsty and you're like, I gotta chug some water, then you can like tip it over, and then it has like the flip that goes over it so it doesn't spill. So I do like that.
So
and
it
like
doesn't
some
spill.
of them do have like a little handle on
Oh,
it.
do they have the handle that comes up the top?
Just like a little one though.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like a little.
So kind of like, because you have the Stanley that has that little handle too.
Yeah, but it's not that big.
Yeah.
It's like literally like tiny.
Because I will say this is not like what you really meant by the over it or obsessed with it, but I am kind of like over like the giant side, like it just is awkward and it doesn't fit like on the Stanley cups, like the big side handle, like that's what my hydro jug has, and I'm kind of over that. Like it's
whenever you drive
bulky.
a tiny car like mine,
Yeah.
like you've been in a Chevy Spark, so you have like the 2 cup holders, you have one in the back seat and then one like in between the seats.
Yeah.
Anytime I ever want to like carry like my bigger Stanley, because I do have like 2 20-ounces that fit in my cup holder.
Yeah.
So if I want a lot of water for like the day at the salon, it has to go in that middle little in between my seat, and I have to like bend weird to get it out, and it is not universal for all cars, for sure. You have to have like a certain cup holder in your car.
I feel like I need an Owala for like home use. Like the Stanley's great because it's so big and it holds a lot of water to like take. But on my desk, like I feel like it takes up like a fourth of my desk. And then if I'm on like a Zoom call and I want to drink a water, it's like, let me grab this giant 40-ounce whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it'd be good. And then like instead of having to like look weird like tipping it over, like you could just suck through the straw, like just casually while you're.
Well, I mean mine has a straw. It's like the Hypro one.
I know, I'm talking about the Owala.
Yeah. No, I'm not just going like chug.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good one. I don't know if I'm over it or obsessed. I think I'm over the giant handles on the Stanleys.
I am too. And I'm over the spilling. Like, I love the way that they look, and I do have a couple Stanleys, but I just...
A couple? You have like 7.
Okay, that's besides the point.
Yeah, I have 1.
I do have 7. But I'm over the spilling. Like, and you can buy lids like the Hydro Jug one, but they're not for all sizes. Like, you have to have like the big Stanley to do that.
So if you're listening and you know of a different water cup that we should consider, since apparently we're both in the market for new water cups,
we will order them and do like a live test.
Yeah.
On our podcast one day.
We'll just spill all the water in here. It's fine.
Yeah, we gotta test the product first, I mean.
Yeah. So let us know what water cups we should consider. Should we go with an Owala or something else? Okay. My over it or obsessed with it is new social media apps. So probably like Instagram is probably the app that I use the most, being a millennial. And I have Facebook, but Facebook and Instagram is like it for me. I do have TikTok downloaded, but I don't use
because
it.
Of me.
Yeah, like and I have notifications turned off for it because I would get so many. And then like you or Tanya, even, like those are the only 2. Occasionally Tabby will like text me and be like, did you see that TikTok I sent you? And I'll text you back. I'm like, did you send it to me on TikTok? You'll be like, yeah. And then I have to open the app and it's there in like my little inbox. But I don't like open, like it's not naturally I open TikTok and like scroll the videos. I do that on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I watch TikToks, but it has to be like after they're posted to Instagram. But now there's like Lemonade and Blue Sky and these things. And I personally am over.
For Threads? I don't
understand. Threads, yeah.
I don't understand the Instagram Threads. It's like
they wanted to be Twitter. I don't know.
But
the Lemonade posts look cute. I see ads for Lemonade. I kind of want to download it and like it, but I'm like, good Lord, how many of these apps do I have to have?
I will say I do like Lemonade. It's like if Pinterest and Instagram/TikTok had a baby, because if you can watch videos on there.
Oh.
Like I've seen like some Sunday reset videos and things like that. But if you need inspo for anything, or like tips or routines or anything like that, it's all on Lemonade. But I like that you have like the ability to like have like these cute videos, and it's kind of like an Instagram layout too, kind of. There's not like really a feed. Like you have like your feed like Pinterest, but then you can double tap and like it. You can save it. you can comment, you can like add it to like a certain favorites folder. And so it is literally like if Pinterest and TikTok/Instagram had a baby, it would be Lemonade. But all the other ones I don't get.
What other social apps are out there that you Gen Zers are using?
Using?
Oh, you're on Snapchat too. I don't Snap.
Snapchat is really big. I don't really know because I don't have a lot of social media apps, only because I just can't keep track of all of them. And I only use 2 for my business, so I don't feel the need to have more. Like the other ones are all just kind of for like me. There was one going around where it was like Snapchat, but it wasn't, and I don't think anybody uses it anymore, honestly. But I couldn't even get into that one because it confused me. It was like Snapchat where you can like send a picture, but then it like got sent to like their home screen, or like I don't remember. But
I know
it was
that
weird.
it
was really weird.
I have a teenage stepson. Shout out Connor if you ever listen to this. But he had an app for a bit called Real Me or something like that, and it was like Snapchat, but it would like randomly like give you a notification to take a selfie. And you had to like at that time.
I think it was like something like that because you had to do it at the time that you got the notification.
And then you took it and it would like send it out. But I don't think he uses it. I don't think he uses it anymore either.
I think it was something like that, and it was really weird, and I never got into it because I was like, no.
Connor's on the Snapchats.
He is on the.
And I don't know what generation a 15-year-old is. Gen U. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what. I thought it was
my generation.
It could be, but it's like the way younger Gen Zers.
The Gen Zers that I'm most concerned about.
Yeah. But they like don't even have people's phone numbers anymore. Like it's
it's all Snapchat. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy to me.
Yeah. I use Snapchat, Instagram. I do have Facebook, because I have a lot more people on my Facebook from like church community and family and stuff like that. That I post a lot of my business stuff on. I do have a hair Instagram that I occasionally post on, but because that didn't take off as much as like my Facebook already had.
Maybe if you had used my ChatGPT captions.
Anyways, so I don't really post on that one much. And then of course we have our Instagram account for our podcast.
We do. Shout out, follow us at ocu.podcast. It's on
_, not dot.
No, it's a dot. I just the little letters for the thing didn't come with a dot.
Oh, so you just had to make a dot.
I had to make a dot.
Oh. It's fine. That's fine.
This is a very low budget podcast, people.
Very low budget.
I bought these mics for $22.
That's fine. I have Pinterest and Lemonade because I do like to use that as just like inspo for certain things. And then TikTok for me because I like scrolling endlessly whenever I should be sleeping, and I just decide not to sleep.
All right. So I am over all these various new social media apps. How are you feeling?
I like the ones that I have, but I don't need any more. Like, I wouldn't, if they came out with like a new one that was like already similar to something, like I'd be like,
nah. That's how I feel about Threads. I'm like, it's owned by Instagram, and I have.
But it's like Twitter.
Yeah, it's just words. And I'm a very visual person. Yeah, I don't just want to read.
The only reason why I ever downloaded Threads was because Instagram continuously
they almost like
telling me to set up
halfway
Threads.
Like made you, and I deleted it. I don't even have the app anymore.
And it annoyed me. Well, I still get notifications.
Like, I get notifications on my Instagram to follow so and so on Threads.
Yeah, or like so and so followed you, follow them back, and I'm like,
no, thank you.
I don't ever get on it. I just keep the app, so hopefully it'll shut up and leave me alone.
Well.
But I was practically forced by Instagram or Meta or whatever to download it, and I don't understand. It's just Twitter, and at that point, just download X or whatever Twitter's called now.
Yeah.
If you just want to tweet. on your feed.
All right.
I don't know.
That's the end of our closing segment. So I guess to summarize, Strawberry Sunrise is delicious.
Amazing.
So get that.
Go find it.
We're curious to
Good
see
luck.
if anything with their formulas changed from the Celsius $1.8 billion buy.
Yeah.
We're going to try out a new water bottle.
Yeah.
And we're not interested in no new social media apps. So I think that pretty much summarizes today's episode.
And apparently I don't know how to rant properly.
Oh yeah, and Trinity can't rant, and use ChatGPT to make yourself a meal plan and feed those dang children.
Or literally anything you want. I use it to cheat on school.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that little life hack. You had a life hack.
A life hack! You can literally... I will say I will not pay for ChatGPT, but I wish I had an option of sending in pictures more than just twice a day, because you can take a picture and it will give you like whatever. And
I hope all of your professors listen to our podcast.
Shut up! Don't
and they give you Fs.
Don't wish that upon me. Then we're actually gonna have to make money off this podcast so I can pay my parents back for my school. So.
And on that note, thank
Goodbye.
you for joining us this week.